Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a full face of drugstore makeup. Most of this is new, a few items here and there are not, but for the most part, almost every single one of these items is new or new to me. So I'm going to be trying out a bunch of new makeup from the drugstore, so if you're interested, just keep watching. So first I'm going to start out with the First I'm going to start out with the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer. This is the Shine Free one. And this says that it controls shine for a matte finish, and I believe this was $8. I haven't tried a lot of Hard Candy products, but I really like their Velvet Liquid Lips, so I'm hopeful that this will be good. It's pretty milky and it's not super runny, so I just took a dime size amount. It's already like kind of blurred the look of my fingertips, but it feels really nice. Ooh. Y'all, this feels so nice on the skin. It's really thick and feels very, very luxurious. Wow, this feels amazing on the skin. It doesn't have too much of a smell. It has a little bit of a smell, but it just kind of smells like skincare. It doesn't really smell like chemicals or anything. So it does look like it mattened me out. Mattened? It does look like it mattened me out pretty good. Just kind of straight up mattified me. Mattified, that's the word I was looking for. Mattened. Okay, so I'm going to dive into the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. This is the shade Buff Beige. I hope this is right because it looks a little dark for me right now and it actually oxidizes like crazy, like almost even worse than the Urban Decay All-Nighter, so fingers crossed. And I'm going to be using this crazy Revlon sponge. It kind of looks like a fingertip. It says it's a 4-in-1 blending sponge, and I gotta figure out how to open it. Oh, that was easy. So it just kind of pops open like this, and you pop it out, and it looks like this. It's kind of weird. So it's a triangle shape here, but it comes to a rounded point. It's completely flat here, and then there's a little bit of a diagonal here, and then it's completely rounded at here, and then a little circle down at the bottom. So it's feeling a little stiff. So I'm gonna go wet this, and I will be right back. Okay, so it did expand quite a bit. It is thick, girl. Like, I thought it was gonna get quite a bit softer, but like, I don't know if you guys can see, my vein is popping out as I try to squeeze this. It takes effort. Like, my wrist is getting kind of sore from squeezing it. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So this says up here is to access the hard to reach areas of the face. The bottom is excellent for blending and blotting excess makeup. And then the side is best for full coverage and blending. I also brought my L'Oreal sponge just because we'll see. It's so thick that I'm like curious, and the shape of it's really weird, so we'll find out. So I'm just gonna take a couple pumps. Well, I'm gonna start with one. And usually when I use this sponge or my Egg Bun Puff sponge, I use this side to basically do my entire face. But I don't know that I want to use this to do my entire face. Like, I know that I said that I like thicker sponges, but this is like twice as thick as my Egg Bun Puff sponge, and I thought that one was thick. We'll see. We'll see. I might like it. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be like attacking my face. Okay, so let's start with this side and do, I don't know, it's just so flimsy up here, like okay, let's just do it. I feel like I'm not gonna have any control, and I kind of don't. Well, I have control, it just doesn't distribute product very well. Okay, so I do kind of like this for under the eye. That's nice. It's really thick. I do kind of feel like I'm beating my face to the high heavens, and not in a good way. So I'm going to use the, Can you guys hear that? It kind of sounds like, ooh, I don't even want to go underneath the eyes with this because it hurts. Ooh, ooh. Okay, let's use this rounded side. Okay, so this sponge is, I'm trying so hard. It's kind of just soaking up the product. Like, I've already used that entire pump. Usually with this foundation, it takes me like maybe 2 pumps tops, and it's usually fairly full coverage, and I have like almost no coverage. So we're going to take the L'Oreal sponge and just see, like, oh, it just looks better. I'm just gonna be honest. It looks better, it feels better. It's not soaking up my product. My product is going so much farther. Honestly, it just feels so much better on the skin. It really does. Like, that was so effortless. Kind of mad I spent my money on that sponge. And just like that, we are finished. So I don't have any new concealers to try. So I'm just going to use my Maybelline. So I'm just going to use my Maybelline SuperStay Better Skin. And this is in the shade 10 Ivory. I haven't used this concealer in a very long time. I forgot, with this concealer, it absolutely destroys my my eyeballs. It makes them burn. My gosh, I might have to take this off. It's burning so bad. I don't know if you guys can even tell, but my eyes instantly got so watery and so red. I really love the way this concealer looks. When I was wearing it more, it was like not this bad. My eyes were like, I guess, used to it. But this concealer just blends out like a dream. Like, do you see how easy that was? It just blends so good and it looks so beautiful on the skin. My eyes are getting better. They're feeling better. They're feeling better. That's good. I was worried there for a second I was gonna have to take that off. Okay, so this sponge is a win. This sponge is not. So next is this e.l.f. Aqua Beauty blush and bronzer. I've been really intrigued by their Aqua line. So this is the packaging, really cute. The blue metallic e.l.f. Really pretty. e.l.f. has been stepping up their game, so I'm excited. I accidentally dug my nail in it because that's what I always do. Okay, so it feels like a clay almost. So that's the bronzer. Oh, that's nice. It's actually really nice. It's pretty warm. This is the blush. It's pretty pink, but it looks like it will blend out pretty nicely. So those are the two of them kind of blended. So I think I'm going to take this MAC stippling brush. I don't know the number because it is rubbed off. I think it was 186. Honestly, I don't know. I've used these MAC brushes for so long. They're so good. They last forever. So that's why, you know, they no longer say the numbers on them because they're just the tried and trues from like 10 years ago. So I do really like this brush. I used to use this for my foundation and I really liked it for that too. So just so you know. I'm going to swirl it. Well, yeah, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the bronzer. So let's see. And that blended out so nicely. Like so easily. And a little bit went a really long way. It's a little bit warm toned. but I think it looks really nice on the skin. I've really been loving cream products lately. I think they just are so beautiful for the summer, and I think they look really nice on the skin. When you get a cream product that blends really easily, they just look so beautiful because they melt into the skin and just look so natural and pretty. It looks so good. I really like this. Really like this. Okay, now I'm going to take that same brush and dive into the pink. I know that I just use it for the bronzer, but I'm hoping if there is any brown still on it, it will kind of tone this pink down. Because I have a fear that this is going to be super crazy. And I was kind of right. So, let me just kind of looking like a doll. So it's a little bit more pink than I usually would go for. I don't typically like super pigmented blushes. It's just not really for me. I like the more neutral tones. So I think like if I was gonna use this, I would use less. Or I don't know if you guys saw, but I just blew a spit bubble over here in the corner of my mouth while I was talking. That's skill. But I don't think it looks horrible. I think it looks kind of nice actually. I don't know if I told you guys, this is the shade Bronzed Pink Beige. That's what these are. So yeah, I don't know. It's not like, the blush is not my favorite. It's not, I don't know. It's just a little too pink for me, but I do really like this bronzer. I'm going to go ahead and set my face using my Coty AirSpun. You guys have seen this a million times. I just didn't have a new powder, and I'm kind of picky about my powders, and I know that I love this one, so. For highlight, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. I'm really excited to use this. I've heard really great things about it. I've heard that it's like crazy blinding, and it actually feels really smooth on my finger as well. Ooh, look at that. So I'm just going to be using this Morphe brush and getting a little bit on here and applying that to the cheekbones. Ooh! Okay. Okay. Girl. So pretty. I would say this is more of a champagne-y gold, a lighter gold, than just straight up gold, so that's nice. Ooh, that looks good. You guys are gonna die. I finally bought a new primer. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Prime eyeshadow base. And this is in the shade 410. I think there are shades, I don't know. This one is Prime and Smooth. The other one was Prime and Mattify, but that one looked almost too dark for me. So I got this one just because it looks more of a skin tone type shade. So this is the one that we are going to be using. Hopefully this really works because I've been desperately needing a new eyeshadow primer. And I do like the little doe foot applicator. To set that down, I'm just going to use my translucent powder. It felt really nice on the eyes. Of course, I will not be able to tell you guys how I like it until the end of the day, so I will keep that in the description bar as well. I'm going to be using this Maybelline Quad. This is the shade Designer Chocolates, and they just look like this. This isn't new to me, but I haven't used this one all that much, so I do want to give it a go. So I'm just going to dive into this shade here. It's a little shimmery, but that's okay. I'm just going to use this as a transition shade in the crease. I know that the drugstore has been coming out with a lot of great products lately, and I'm sure their eyeshadows have stepped up the game. Nothing has struck me in the eyeshadow world from the drugstore as like something I need. So that's why I'm just using this old palette and haven't used in a while. So it will kind of be like a first impressions the second time around. Okay, now I'm going to take another Morphe Fluffy brush, and I'm going to take this shade here, this darker brown shade, and I'm going to put this in the crease and the outer V. This shade isn't super pigmented. It's buildable. It does have a little bit of a shimmer, but it's more on the matte side than shimmery. Okay, now I'm going to take this brush here and take this cranberry shade, which is not really coming off onto my brush. There we go. And it is shimmery. And put this all over the lid. Also not crazy pigmented, but pretty shade. Not like insanely pigmented, not insanely shimmery, just a nice shimmer shadow. I think I'm going to take a little bit of this white shade here and just pop a little bit of this underneath the brow. I'm going to take just a little bit of that darker shade and apply this to the bottom lash line. Just smudge it down there. I'm just using the same brush because I don't really want it to be super precise. And I also like that this brush kind of blends it out at the same time. It's like a 2-for-1. Because I'm lazy. Just to zhuzh it up a little bit, I'm going to be taking this Wet n Wild Intensely Sparkly Glitter. And this is in the shade Bleached. And I haven't played with these, but I bought all the shades that they had at my Target, and it was like $1 for each one, if I can get it open. But they had this shade, which is like a white with some gold and silver iridescence to it, and then there was a straight up gold and a straight up silver, and I feel like I said that gold so like country. I was gonna say Hake and then I was gonna say country, so I finally got this open and then I accidentally closed it. Oh, okay, well, there's that. So ignore the fact that my finger just jammed into it, but I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and put this on the inner corner. And this is like a gloss, which I wasn't expecting. It's like a glossy glitter, which is kind of cool and would be cool for all over the lid, I think. I kind of like this right on the inner corner. I think it just adds like a little bit of something. Not too like extreme, but does give you something. So I do like this. I think this would be fun for all over the lid. Especially if it dries down, like I think that would be really cool. Hasn't dried down yet. And now for the part I'm most excited for. I'm going to be using the Essence Volume Stylist Lash Extension Mascara. I've heard great things about this and I'm so excited to try this out. I hope it adds volume because y'all know that's really what I want. I don't really care about the length, but I've heard that it adds great volume too, so let's do this thing. Okay, so that's the first coat. Doesn't seem too volumizing, TBH. But let's keep playing. Okay, so I don't know, like I feel like I've played with it a lot. Definitely more than I play with most mascaras putting them on. And I'm not mad at the way that it looks. I think it looks good. But I think just for ease, I wish it had more volume. It is really volumizing at the base. I just thought it was going to give more volume all the way up. Okay, so that is the end result. I'm a little bit disappointed because I don't know if you guys saw Casey Holmes' video, but when she used this mascara, like, it looked like she had falsies on. Her lashes looked so voluminous, so long. They just looked incredible. And on mine, they just kind of look normal. Like, they don't look like anything special happened to them. They don't really look super volumized. Honestly, they don't look super lengthened. They just kind of look like a regular plain black mascara. They like are thicker at the bottom and then they kind of feather off at the top, which doesn't really make them look like they were given too much length. So I guess it just kind of depends on your taste and what you're into. I'm not sure that it's necessarily for me. It's also a very dry formula, so y'all know how I feel about that. Okay, so last to finish off this look, I have a lips. This is the Maybelline SuperStay Matte Ink. This is the shade 05 Loyalist. It looks like it's about to be super nude, but this was one of the last colors that they had, so I just picked this one up. And if it's too nude, we will layer it. So let's see. It's pretty nude. Okay, so as far as this goes, I really like the way it applicated. I really like the way it went on. It's super opaque. It's feeling a little heavy on my lips as it's starting to dry, actually. I don't know what that feeling is, but it feels like kind of heavy. And honestly, it kind of feels like it's about to bunch up. Yeah, and it kind of is. It's starting to bunch up like around the inner part of my lips. So we'll see about that. I don't really like when my lips bunch up right on the edge. I don't actually really hate that. It feels disgusting and it like sticks to your teeth and it's like it just feels gross. I can see it's kind of starting to like pick up in places where my lips have come together and then it like it sticks to the bottom and then it starts to lift up the product again and doesn't really lay it back down. I don't know if that's like the correct way to describe it, but it almost looks like, okay, so you know how when you're putting on like a fake temporary tattoo and you put it on and it's not like totally dry and you start to lift it up and part of it comes off and then you quickly like lay it down. I don't know, it just feels really messy and really sticky and so heavy on my lips. I don't think I've ever used a liquid lipstick that felt this heavy on my lips. It just feels like, ugh, like I can't really wait to take it off, to be completely honest. And I don't really love the applicator. It's pretty stiff. It doesn't really have a lot of give to it, so it was kind of hard to move it around. It was like I had to move my whole arm instead of just kind of being able to and be done. So this I think is going to be a pass for me. I just don't really like the way it feels on my lips. I do really like the shade of this nude. I really like the tone of it. I find that sometimes nudes can be too kind of death looking. So I do like this, but like you can see right here it's been lifted and like wasn't put back down. So that's gonna be a no for me. It's just gross. It is just gross. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this full face of first-ish impressions from the drugstore. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave any requests that you have in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!